guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing how I edit my YouTube videos. I don't want to say that this video is highly requested, but I do get a lot of comments like, I like your editing, what do you use to edit, stuff like that. So I thought I would share how I edit my YouTube videos. I hope that this video is helpful for you to learn editing tips and how to edit if that is why you are here. Alright, so the first thing that I do is film, and to do that I use the Canon G7X Mark II camera, and sometimes I use a tripod. Right now I have a taller tripod stacked on top of a stool. So this is my tripod stacked on my stool. Really smart, I know. And sometimes I just stack up some books. Whatever works for you is great. And then I have a Microsoft Pro computer that I use. And since it is Microsoft, it doesn't have iMovie or Final Cut Pro or anything like that, so the software editor that I use is called Movavi, and I like it. It does what I need, and it's not super advanced, which I feel like right now I don't really need. The first thing that I do after I film is I use one of these. I'm not sure what it's called, but so in one side I put in the memory card from my camera, and then the other side you can plug it into your computer, and then it just imports the file from your camera onto your computer. Alright, so once the videos are on my computer, I import them into Movavi, and the first thing I do, which definitely is what takes the longest and is most definitely the most boring, is I go through all the clips and I cut out all the parts where I'm repetitive or where I stutter or where I say dumb things or anything that I don't want in the video. And I cut that out, and to do that use Control B and just around the part that you want to cut out, and then you press delete and it's gone. The most boring, but it's really important so that your video is smoother and so that it just flows better. And while I'm doing that, just cutting out all those parts, I also adjust the white noise, because this didn't happen with my phone, but with my camera, I find that there's a lot of white noise in the background. So what I do is I go to audio editing and then noise removal, and I put it up to just like 51% usually, just because that gets rid of all the background noise without altering or like distorting my voice, which can happen at the higher percentages. Here's a clip with all the white noise, and then here's a clip without the white noise. So I just think it sounds better without all like that background fuzz and static and stuff. Alright, the next thing that I do, and I do this a lot in like hauls usually, is overlays. So what I do is from Google I save like a plain background image of like just yellow or purple or blue, and I save that to my computer, and then when I import it onto my video I click overlay so that it is on top, and then I drag down the clip that I want on top of that background and I click picture in picture, and then I can adjust the size of the video so that it fits in the color background and you can have the cool border around it. So that is what I do if it's like a video of myself, like in a haul. If I want a video of my computer screen, I use this cool Chrome extension called Screencastify, and this lets you record your computer screen and then it downloads it to your computer. And you can just import that onto your video in the same way, just do picture in picture, and that way, like in this video, you can see what I'm doing to edit while also I'm probably very poorly explaining it to you. I also use Screencastify sometimes if I want like green screen effects, like if I want to put stars on my video or like a VCR kind of like recording outline, anything like that. So I just record the part of the video that I want to use, and then I do the picture in picture again and put it over the clip, and then I go to the color correcting area and I click on chroma key, and this lets you get rid of the green screen in the background so that you just have the effect that you want on the top. And speaking of color correction, I do not use color correction on any of my videos just because I don't really know how. The only thing I occasionally do is adjust the brightness, but I'm not sure how to color correct, so I don't do that. Alright, back to overlays. So I do either like the video of myself or the video of my computer screen or the green screen effects, and sometimes I also I have like a star PNG that I sometimes use, and I just cut that into a few sections and make them each like half a second long, and then I move them into different areas of the screen so that when it plays, it looks like they're moving. They're just like, yeah, that's pretty cool too. So after I have all of the overlays that I would like, I add some text to my videos, say like my morning routine or just what I'm saying. And at first I really hated doing this. So I have two different ways to put text depending on what I want. And the first one is I just use like a simple text or a typewriter text effect that comes with the software editor. And I just drag that onto the clip that I want to use. But at first I hated doing it this way because the computer comes with the ugliest fonts. So I didn't want to do it that way because the fonts were all really ugly and I was kind of dumb and I didn't know how to import my own fonts, which now I do. So what I do is I use this website called dafont.com, and they have so many free fonts and so many different styles, so really anything you want they have. And I try to find ones that say 100% free, just because some of them you need a commercial license. I'm not really sure. But what you do is you click download in the top right hand corner of the font, and it downloads that to your computer. And then you go to your downloads, click on the font, and then click on install, and then your font is in your computer and you can use that font in your videos. So the second way, so on Movavi, I don't know if it's like this on other editors, but you can't put effects onto the text. So like if you want your text to be blurred, or people do like I'm having a brain fart right now. But if you want effects onto your text, what I do is I go onto Fonto on my phone and I just type whatever I want the text to say, and then I save that to my phone, and then I use the app Magic Erase, and I use this to just erase the background on the text, and then I save that as a PNG and send it to my computer. And then I do the same thing like I'm doing an overlay. I bring it down and do picture in picture so that it sits on top of the video, and then you can add different effects to that since it is a picture. And that is how I would get effects onto the text if that is what I'm looking for. And my favorite fonts at the moment that I either use in my video or on my thumbnail are DK Leftover Crayon, DK Handwritten Thin, Crunchy Regular, Keep on Truckin', any others that I forget that will be on the screen. And those are the fonts that I really like. Now the final thing that I do for my text, and I was really excited because I had been wanting to do this for a while and I didn't know how. And I found this video, which I will link down in the description just because she might do a better job explaining it than I do, more in depth. But what I do, so this is like the little doodle fonts that kind of is like a handwritten animated font. So on my phone, I use the app Autodesk Sketchbook and it's completely free. So what I do is I get my image 1280 by 720 and I just write whatever I want my font to say, and I use the chalk marker, and then I create two other layers that I have 3 in total, and I just trace over the original text for each different layer, because each time you trace it's going to be slightly different, which creates the moving effect. And then I hide the layers so that I can save each one individually, and I save them, send them to my computer, and then I just drag them into my video, and then again I put them each like half a second long so that they're just doing a little bit of animation. And I've done that with text and with flowers, just with some other doodles to kind of make my video pretty cute. I think I really enjoy doing that. I think it just makes your video look, gives it like a creative touch. Alright, the next thing that I occasionally do is put effects onto my video, like a blur or a VCR or like a light effect. And to do this, I just go to the left side of the screen where it says effects, and I just drag it down onto the clip that I want. And you can adjust the strength of it depending on what you want. And I don't do effects too often, but that is how you do them. And I also sometimes use transitions, usually onto my end screen. And you cover the camera and get your transition to your end screen. And my favorite one that I usually use is a pinwheel, and I put it to 1 second. That's it. There's like the swipe transitions or zooming in, zooming out, anything like that, but I usually only use it onto my end screen. Alright, the last thing that I do to edit my videos is, so once my video is complete and I know I'm not going to be editing anything out or in, is I add music. To get music, I use a website called Thematic, and it has copyright-free music that is free to use as long as you mention the writer in your description of your video. So all you have to do is create an account and link it to your YouTube channel, and then there's just free songs that you are free to use. What you do is you just download it and it saves all of your downloads, and just drag that song into your video and then mention them in the description box of your video, and that's it. You get copyright-free music for free. And on my end screen, I like to use a song that has some words just because it's more exciting, and I put the volume to about 30% just so it's not too loud, and that's also where I put it if I'm not talking for a little bit and I have music. And throughout the video, I also like to have some music, just kind of spicing the video up a little bit. And for that, I use instrumental music, and I put it at about 2 to 4% of volume, just so it doesn't overpower my voice. And yeah, that's how I get my music. That is all for how I edit my videos. I hope you guys enjoyed this and that I did an okay job at explaining it. I hope with the visuals it was easier to understand. So if this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe. Comment down below video ideas if this was helpful, anything you would please. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
She was living in summer.